Hello YouTubers, Toby Till here with Rocky Mountain Snow MX. We are here to provide you with all of your snow bike related technical videos and also any parts or accessories you may need for your snow bike. Feel free to give us a call, 720-263-7533. All right, so this time around, we're going to do our headlight install. Here at RMS, we sell the Cyclops headlight. We really like this unit, the absolute best, because when running risers, the wattage use of this light and the way that we mount it underneath the one-piece top clamp works out super well. So this is how we do it. I've got a special mount right here that we're going to mount to the C3 one-piece top clamp using their wedge chip style piece that comes with the C3 hand guards. So we'll take the bolt that I supply you, put it through first, put it in the wedge, then of course Loctite on the bolt. My mount goes in facing a little bit forward. So the mount has a forward and back. We'll place it so that it's forward. I got the retro ready to tap. Okay. Go ahead and screw that down. And once we screw this down, we're going to make sure that it's straight in the risers. Go ahead and torque that bolt down good and tight with the blue Loctite so your headlight's not moving around later. So Ty, go ahead and grab this, make it as tall as possible, and put it underneath the front fender. All right, once we've got that done, we're going to move on to the actual headlight and its mount. In the headlight box, you're going to have accessories, right? You're going to have a handlebar mount, some accessories. We won't use any of that, but what we will use is the bolt out of this GoPro style mount. There's an Allen wrench in there too, but we'll use the bolt out of this to adapt the Cyclops light to the mount that you get from me. Of course, once again, generous amounts of blue Loctite on everything. Here's your Cyclops light. This is where we're going to be putting everything together, right? So bolt through mount and through light. Will this not go any taller, Ty? Did you unscrew it?
Yeah.
Did you unscrew it till it came out?
Yes. And I screwed in two of those.
Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to get the bolt into this hinge. We're going to push this all the way down, push our lines up just a little bit from the handlebars, and kind of focus it down, because it's a lot easier to move the light up than it is to push it down once you get everything installed. Okay, now we're tight, light's nice and tight, it is straight in there, wiring starts to get run. What I like to do is take the Velcro off of the switch, take it completely out, so that the rubber pad of the switch is up against the handlebars. And I'll run this through the riser so that it's nice and protected once again. So I take the switch off of the harness. There is a keyway in these two connectors, so make sure that when you go to put them back together, you look for the keyways, align the keyways, put the 4-pin connectors together, then screw the outside collar back on. Okay, so I've taken the Velcro off of the switch. I only have it in one part. I mount the switch on some of the tapered portion of the handlebars where it's thinner. Put the Velcro back into one side of the switch. That way the rubber pad is up against the metal bars. That'll keep it from sliding around. If you don't do this and you just leave the Velcro underneath it, it's going to slide all over. So nice and tight, Velcro down to the switch Velcro, Velcro up from the other side, capturing your first piece, matting it down real good. And now I'm on the taper side. So now as I slide this down, it's going to really expand that Velcro. And sometimes I started too far on the taper. I gotta loosen up just a little bit. But what I'm trying to do is get this thing slid down and get the Velcro really, really tight, right? And try to mash that rubber piece up against the bar so my switch doesn't move around. So sometimes you gotta adjust it once or twice, but get it all mashed down, get it good and tight, push it right over next to the riser. And of course, I got the brake line on the wrong side of this, so I just gotta take it back apart. I want my switch wiring on the inside of the brake line, so it flows nicely. Look for the keyway, back together. Okay. Switch is mounted, headlights mounted, wiring for all of this is next. So when it comes to wiring your headlight, I use the Cyclops relay to wire everything up with, because I don't want somebody leaving their headlight on and their bike running. So, you've got a couple of pieces. So this is the wiring harness that comes with the Cyclops headlight in the box. You're going to route this through the majority of the bike to bring your power and that connector up to the headlight. Diagnostic connector is there. All right, so anyways, almost the same, right? Looks very similar, but that's the KTM harness. All right, so KTM harness, plug it into the diagnostic connector, and then we're going to go ahead and let this settle down into underneath the seat, and also settle the relay down underneath the seat too. And then we're going to run our power wires over to our battery.
Taking this, sliding this off so you can get the cover off.
No, it all stays with the cover.
Oh, really?
In just a second, I'll show you. Alright, so we want to lay out our relay so it's easy to get to the battery. So we're going to have it back here. We're going to run the negative wire over to this side, positive wire over to this side. We're going to be able to get those back onto the battery with our connections. And then we're going to run this guy up front. So obviously we're going to have these wires coming over, running through here. So we're going to start our harness right at the back of the battery. We're going to feed it up along with the OEM harness, piggybacking where it's at. That way we can just zip tie this to the OEM harness. We're going to run it through that black connector up to the front, and we're going to connect it to the Cyclops wiring harness. Now that we've done that, we can see if we've got some extra going back here. This relay is fused. So what I do is I actually cut this Cyclops harness on the harness side of it, just completely off, right? Get rid of the fuse, get rid of all that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into the relay harness. And I'm going to use the supplied connectors come with the relay harness. To make my connections. So in applications where I got customers that like fans, I will use one of these legs on the relay harness. For the fan, I use the other leg for the light. Voyager Pro always wires directly to the battery so that it can be fully charging all the time. I don't relay the Voyager Pro. So type, you'll look right underneath here. You'll see two small clips that will release that battery cover. It's going to release the whole front of the battery cover. There's two little clips right there.
Okay.
You see them?
See one really big clip?
Okay, one really big clip. So you can press that clip and release it. So I put the condoms on the wire already. Just did a little bit of a strip insert so that I got enough to make my W style multi-pack crimp. Crimp the wire portion, then go back and crimp the insulation portion. Slide the condom back up and over. Once you've got the condom up and over, then you can plug it into the relay harness. Exact same thing on the negative side. Fitting on, condom back up. Then, if we're just running a single light application, red wire to red wire, plug those into the relay. Make sure that you bottom them out until they click. If you don't get them to click, they'll pull right back out. See how I'm moving the whole battery box like this time?
Yeah.
So right through. You need to pull the battery out. Go ahead. Okay. And then grab the new battery out of the box. Okay, so relay is wired in all the way from the diagnostic port to the headlight. Tuck that down into place. Once we've got all of that tucked in and permanent home, we will route our wiring to pick up the negative side of the battery and the positive side of the battery.
Do we use the old ones?
Nope, new ones. So they always use new ones with the new battery.
Good.
Okay, and then here's a little tip for you. That foam that comes in here,
Yeah.
these battery nuts are going to want to fall out, right? When you get them in there, if you'll cut this foam to the width of that, shove it in there like this, and then put your T-nut on top. This will hold it up into place.
Good.
Everybody, since the beginning of time, has always chased those stupid little nuts around on a battery, and I learned that little trick. All right, so got my wire following the OEM loom. I've got it placed where I want it to lengthwise. Not going to zip tie anything yet because we're going on to Voyager Pro after this. All right, so as soon as you get the new battery in, we'll go ahead and put the ground and power on. We'll neaten up wiring a little bit later, but that is Cyclops headlight install with relay on KTM. Hello YouTubers, Toby Till here with Rocky Mountain Snow MX. We are here to provide you with all of your snow bike related technical videos and also any parts or accessories you may need for your snow bike. Feel free to give us a call, 720-263-7533.